So, what you do is you have your
Using pen tool.
you have your artwork on this layer at the bottom. That's the picture, and then you have it locked. And I also put the opacity down so it wouldn't be so bright. So if I go back to this layer and I click it, and I select the thing, the opacity is like lower.
Okay.
So let me lock it back up again so that that's what you do. You lock it so that you don't like accidentally drag it and move it around.
Okay, lock the first layer.
Yeah, and then you go on to a new layer.
Okay. And how do I create the new layer?
Just
that
little
little tab right there.
create a new layer.
Okay.
So then you go to the pen tool, which is P.
Control P.
Just P.
Just P. Okay.
And you just trace. You put your first point down, and then.
And that's just by clicking on it.
Yeah, just by clicking, and then look at the mouse pad.
Okay.
You're gonna put the next pad thing down, like down here.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And I have it like held down, and I'm gonna drag while I'm holding down. Now go back to the top over here.
Oh, so you click.
What that does-
You click the mouse and then you drag your finger down.
Yeah, what that does, that turns the line into a curve.
Okay.
And you see these two little anchors, those are
Yes.
your anchor points. So if I go back to, if I press A again and I get that selection tool,
Press A.
if I press A and get that selection tool,
Oh, you press. That's A is the shortcut.
yeah, A is a shortcut.
Okay.
Just learn the shortcuts, don't learn like,
Okay.
because it's like quicker. And you get one of these anchors, you can like move, edit around this curve.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the problem is that this curve like has like a way that it wants to go. So let me Control Z again. Let me start over again. If I were to go like this, and that looks good, but then I want to go over there.
Would you press again when you put your points down? You
P.
just- B?
P.
P. Okay. P is
P for
Paul.
pen.
Oh, P for pen. Duh.
Yeah.
Not
So,
Paul.
this is working pretty well over here.
Okay.
But then you go like too far, and it starts to like not really work too well. What you do is you deselect it, and oh my god, what's wrong with this layer?
What was the shortcut for deselect?
Give me a second. Let me delete this layer
Okay.
because it's like being weird. Okay, to deselect, you pretty much click like any button that
Okay.
But what I do is I click like A or P because
Okay.
those are the two mouse pointers.
Okay.
So it's like the least like I'm gonna start typing by accident
Right.
or sort of thing. You get me?
Least probability for error.
Yeah. So let me see. I have my line going here and then there and then there. I don't know why my thing's glitching out right now. You see how the line
Yeah.
disappears?
So Nick, how are
yeah.
you, as you're tracing this down, how are you keeping the same line? How's the line not going away?
Wait, let me see.
Because like you.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you put the first point down, it's a
Yeah.
little bit finicky. But when you put the first point down, it's like an infinitely small point.
Okay.
So you go up here,
Uh-huh.
and you want the fill to be like this dash, which means that there's no fill.
Okay.
And you want this to be, first you want to put the stroke up. And the stroke for laser cutting is 0.25.
Okay, we talked about that.
So now your line is like a solid, tangible thing.
Okay.
And you see how it doesn't like go away?
Yeah.
It like stays there.
But what I'm saying is, as you're selecting this line, how is it that it's not starting a new point and erasing everything else you created?
Yeah, well, because sometimes it knows that you're like continuing the line, but other
Okay.
times it just kind of glitches out and
Okay.
like thinks you want to do a new thing.
Right.
So what you could do is say it's deselected. So if I were to just click, it would do like a new line.
Yeah.
What you do is you go right to that corner and you see how it changes to a little like dash.
Yes.
That means that it's like recognizing that, and you pick it back up
phone with them
Okay.
right now.
and you keep
Okay.
working on it. Like, this is not. I'm going crazy now, but yeah. So that's how that works.
Okay. And then when you're done.
And then when you're done, yeah, that's about it. I mean, close up your shape,
They're scared.
and you have to delete the artwork, the layer that has the
Hide it or delete it?
Well, delete it. I'm hiding
Okay.
it just because I want
Right,
it still for
okay.
my file,
Okay,
but
delete it.
yeah. So at the end, wait. Trash can. At the end, you should get like something like that.
Okay. And then from there, how do I prep that? Is there anything else I need to do to prep that for, because I remember we had to have this little thing right here. You already have that done. Is there anything I need to do to prep it for the laser cutting?
What do you think? What did he say
Software?
about the thing over here?
Remember he said that this has to be, that box with the red line has to be in front?
Yeah, because what this is let me show you an example. That box with the red line is if I were to have it like black, when I do a box,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna start filling it in.
Oh, no
And that's
fill.
that's
That
not
line
good.
means no fill.
This is the fill. And then
Okay.
this is the outline.
Okay.
So fill and this is, well, I guess it's called stroke. My bad.
Stroke. Okay.
So you want it to be blank because you don't want it to be white. You want it to be
Okay.
the dash because the dash means that there is no fill.
Right. Okay. So now this is ready to be cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you would do is you would go to File, Print, and then when you're connected over there, they have like their printer
Okay.
and their settings.
And then I have the notes
Record.
from when we went to the orientation, so I could look at those.
They
Right.
do.
Want you really
Yeah.
messing with the machine.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. After
Okay.
this point, they really kind of just take.
All I have is a simple collar, so I think this is very helpful. Thank you.
All right. This has been Nick Tutorials. Thank you very much. Please subscribe.
Thanks, Nick. Yep.